I just went out and bought sours, and this cost me £8.25 with a Nectar card. Back in my day, this used to cost £8 without a Nectar card. How are uni students living right now?
Okay, I'm gonna move out the way. Guess how much all this was, yeah? Guess how much? 4 items. Pads and a meal deal. Pads and a meal deal. Let's just guess that. £6.70. Who's paying that? Who is paying that? Me, the absolute fool, the clown. Yeah, £6.70, and that was meant to be what? 6, 7, 8. That would have been £9. £9 British pounds for 4 items. You know, that's nearly someone's hourly pay. Like, a few more pounds, a couple more pounds, like 1, 2, 3 more pounds. That's an hour's work gone for sanitary pads and a meal deal for one day. Come on. Like, the UK has actually lost the plot. They've lost the plot. I'm done. I'm finished. And people are coming at me in the comments on my last video saying, oh, the UK is what you make it. Life's what you make it. You know, you can do this. No. We're in a cost of living crisis here. The stuff that we pay for to live is costing way too much. Like, we work to live. We don't work to do anything else but to live and survive.
Here's a quick one. You're going to love this. Or you'll definitely relate to it. So coming from work on Friday, and I said to the missus, we're going to go and get some bits to last us 5 or 6 days from Aldi. 110 quid. This was Friday. Comes in from work yesterday, we need to go to Aldi. What? Yeah, run out of food. So we go to Aldi, and I said, we'll spend about 50 quid. Just get a few bits for the next couple of days. Kids' school stuff, a couple of things for work and stuff like that. And then when it comes to Friday, we'll get another shopping. 85 quid we spent yesterday, and it was a small trolley, and that wasn't even full. That's £185 since Friday in Aldi, and I don't think this food will last until Wednesday or Thursday at least. Slowly but surely, the shopping bill just increases without you even knowing it. Greed again. We're getting over.
Are people going to talk about how living in the UK is actually depressing? The UK is just not it anymore. Like, the UK was it, like, back in the day, hence why, like, our parents migrated. But, like, when I hear people saying they want to come to the UK, I'm like, what are you actually coming to the UK for? There's nothing in this country. Food is expensive, transport is expensive, everything, living is expensive, like, everything, housing is expensive. Like, why would you want to move to the UK? Like, I have a question for, like, foreigners. Why do you guys come to the UK? I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, every day I just, like, get on the train, go to work, come back home, eat, sleep, repeat. Like, I feel like a robot.
Is gradually becoming very expensive, and it's vexing me. I'm so upset. I just went to buy a few things for my child. All of those biscuits, toothpaste, tiny things that doesn't even make sense. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, like 40 to 50 pounds. Tell me why I'm spending 100 pounds on this, guys. Just these tiny things now. 100 pounds. Oh my God. 100 freaking pounds right now for these things.
I moved out of the south because house prices there were unacceptable for what you could get, only to then sit here in an absolute state of panic, trying to find a return ticket from Preston to London, and this is the choices that I get. I get to choose between £327, £217 or £320. How are you meant to improve your livelihood in this country, whereby improving it in one area means that it comes at such a huge cost in another area, be it the train prices or even energy prices? And then you get a very limited chance of finding jobs around the area that is perhaps much more affordable. So how are you meant to win? How are you meant to improve and progress in life?
Can someone tell me how people are supposed to go out and enjoy themselves when you get presented with a bill like that for a glass of wine and a Diet Coke? That is £17 for one 250ml glass of white wine, just a regular Sauvignon Blanc, nothing special, and a Diet Coke. £17.05. Just to contrast that, I've just come back from France, and over there, so that's about 20 euros. And over there, I visited a little creperie with my daughter, and we both had a glass of wine, and we both had, she had a crepe and I had some ice cream, and the total for that was 14 euros. This is the equivalent of about 20 euros. So 6 euros cheaper. We both had a glass of wine and we both had something to eat. How the fuck can we justify this in England? This sort of pricing in just a pub? How can someone just explain the economics of all of this? Because I just don't get it. I was at the airport yesterday waiting to catch my flight from Poitiers, and even at the airport they were selling glasses of wine. This is an airport for 4 euros. So on the way out at the Wetherspoons pub in Stansted, you can easily pay 10 to 15 euros for a glass of wine. Sorry, pounds for a glass of wine. How can someone just explain the economics of all of this? Because it beats me. It really does.
So people always say London is expensive, but I don't think I clocked how expensive they meant when they said expensive. I'm currently staying with my boyfriend's family in the south of England in Winchester. Now, it takes about an hour on the train to get from Winchester into London, where I'm working. Individual train tickets are quite expensive, but I was like, oh, I'll buy a monthly pass. A monthly pass basically means for the next 30 days, I can catch the train from Winchester to London whenever I want. I can get on any train. I can go unlimited amount of times, right? So it's good value. I want you to have a think. 1 hour train ride, how much would you expect that to cost? I'll wait. For 1 month, 30 days of travel to be able to go to and from London, it was £645. That's like 1,340 AUD. I may as well be paying rent at that point. Like, sorry, is that not insane? Anyway, this Aperol Spritz also cost £12.50. That's $26. I honestly ought not to leave the house.
Why has the grocery bill here in the UK skyrocketed just lately? Is it due to the grocery tax on some products, which are items? I'll give you an example here, right? Now this one, £1.75, and the date on here is the 25th of the 5th, 25, right? So that is the 25th of May. Now then, this one, £1.99, and the date on this one is 22nd of the 6th, 25. So virtually between these two packets there's a month, right? But the increase is over 13.5%. That's just on one item, an increase of 13.5% or over 13.5%. And the pensioners, they got 4.1%. So there's something not quite right. But because of the packaging on this, it could be all to do with the grocery tax, which is a levy put on certain items to try and keep us get down to net zero, so, you know, on packaging. I'd like to share, follow, like, read the comments. That'd be great. Okay.
This is why at 35 years old, I'm leaving the UK. First up, cost of living. And one of them is petrol. Look at that. 90% dearer than it is in the US. Almost twice the price than the US. 42% higher than the global average. Mental. And if you're wondering why it's so expensive, take a look at that. It's nearly all tax. Second up, car insurance. In 2023, our prices went up 43% in 1 year. But for Germany, 2.6%, France, 0.4%, and Spain, 0.0%. And ours went up 43%. And if you take a look at that, in Belgium and Ireland, they actually both had a reduction in the same time. And one of the reasons for this is the government's in on it. They make it illegal not to have insurance. If you're not insured, they give you 6 points, take your car away, maybe crush it. You can lose your job, your livelihood, they don't care. And worst of all, they have no intention of making sure you pay a fair price. Because look at that, a UK government spokesperson said insurance premiums are a commercial decision which it does not seek to intervene. So it's illegal not to have it. If you don't have it, we'll take your car. We'll take your license. You'll lose your job. But we have no intention of making sure you pay a fair price because we don't care what you pay. Because all we want is a tax off you pay. Next up, housing. England is now the most difficult place to find a home in a developed world. with a quarter of UK private renters spending over 40% of their income on housing. To be honest, I think it's a lot more than 40%. Who spends 40% on housing? You spend a lot more than that, unless you're living in a room or something. There we are, top of the table. 23% of us are paying more than 40% just to have a place to sleep at night. And if you thought that was bad, we have the most expensive energy on planet Earth. We're paying over $400 per megawatt hour, almost twice the second most expensive. US, way down there, paying less than 100. We're paying more than 400, 4 times the price of energy we're paying than them, and 90% extra on petrol. So we're the hardest place to find somewhere to live. Renting it costs us the most. The energy we use to live in it costs us 4 times what it does in the USA. The petrol in our car costs us basically twice as much what it costs in the USA. Our car insurance has basically doubled when everyone else has either stayed the same or went down. And all this while our wages haven't gone up since 2008. Yes, that's right, our wages haven't actually gone up in real terms since 2008. There's a little graph there, it should just keep going up, but it's hit 2008, boom, come down and just stay flat the whole way. There we go. Torsten Bell, Chief Executive of the Resolution Foundation, says that the wage stagnation of the past decade and a half is almost completely unprecedented. Nobody who's alive and working in the British economy today has ever seen anything like this. This is definitely not what normal looks like. This is what failure looks like. So those are just a few of the reasons. Well, I've had enough and I'm getting out.
Now, why is everyone leaving the UK? I've personally left, so I can tell you my 3 reasons. But I was watching a video that triggered this, me creating this, and the CEO of Monzo said, Britain is attached to a rich city with an anti-entrepreneurial mindset. And it made me think. So one of the main reasons why I left is because Britain has like a depressing culture. We take a lot of shit and don't do anything about it. For example, if you have a conversation with someone and ask how their life is, they'll basically tell you that they're not enjoying it, but they won't do anything about it. Oh, Britain's like this, but I don't know, we can't do anything about it. Oh, my job's rubbish, but I can't do anything about it. I'll just stay here. And that is simply not the case. You need to do better for yourself, and you can actually make improvements. You can leave. If I had any piece of advice to any 20-year-old or someone that can take risks in their life, it would be to go and explore a different city, go and see what else in the world has to offer you. And you don't have to leave for good. You can go back to England. I still enjoy going back to England, but I just could not see myself living there. Also, I'd like to point out that the quality of life in England is not that great. Even if you're in a middle-class position, the average rental price in London is £2,500. So imagine, utilities on top. I know gas is up 94% than it was 4 years ago. That's a huge increase. My personal bills in Liverpool, I was living up north, so it was cheaper. My utilities were coming to £400 per month, and my car insurance was £300 per month. It keeps you locked in that cycle. So if you've got a skill set, if you can work from your laptop or work from home, why are you not leaving and living a better life? I'd rather be making 30k a year living here in Lithuania than making 100k living in the UK. Purely because life is just an endless cycle. You wake up, maybe go to the gym, you go to work, and you repeat. I finally started making videos. I finally started putting myself out there and making content, and that was something that I never would have done in the UK, because you're surrounded by people that are ready to drag you down, and you never realise how much your environment changes you until you actually leave.
So I've decided to leave the UK, and here are my reasons why. The first thing is the cost of living is absolutely crazy now. And I literally can't afford to buy a house by myself because I'm a single person. And I don't want to live in a flat. Either way I look at it, I just think it's going to be a massive struggle for me to live by myself and pay for all the bills, food, etc. And I'm ready for my independence, so it's time to go. The next thing is the weather, so that's a massive thing for me. I hate the cold, I hate the rain. It literally makes me feel so depressed. And I think that has an impact on my kind of lifestyle and how I feel a lot of the time. I'm actually like a really outdoorsy person. I love being outside. I love nature. I love beaches, but I don't like the cold. So it kind of stops me from going outside a lot of the time. So they are my two main reasons why it's time for me to leave the UK.
Why should I put money into the UK when they're just going to take half of it?
The most millionaires have left the UK this year. Many millionaires are leaving.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I want to get out of the UK as well. I've got a small business. I've built it from nothing. As it grew, like a big tax bill came on my lap that I didn't expect. I was like, what? And then I didn't realise that I had to charge this and pay that because of earning this. Well, not earning, I sold that much. It's not even profit, bro. It's just how much I sold. Bro, it's ridiculous. And it made me think, well, what's the point in all this like blood, sweat and tears to build this business? All my time I could just spent with the kids, could have stayed on benefits, mate. You know what I mean? It's like, well, if you make more money, mate, we have to take that money away and you have to work more to get less. But I pushed through it anyway, and then once you're through it, it's almost like every opportunity they don't want you to succeed. And this is why when thinking about Hijra, I first thought UAE and things like that as well. The entrepreneurs go, bro, I'm not a millionaire. And I'm thinking like that. Look, think about how many hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs or small business owners, they're thinking, why should I do business here?
3 reasons I left the UK in my 20s. Let's go. Number 1 being the UK is too expensive even for living a basic lifestyle. And I'm not just saying that because I had no money. In fact, sometimes I would make £5,000 a month. Other months I would get close to £10,000 a month. But the point is, regardless of how much money I earned every month, that money was still all gone by the end of each month. Rent is incredibly expensive for what you get. I mean, you're looking at over £1,000 a month for a single person's rent. But regardless, the UK average salary is about £2,000 after taxes. You're spending half of it towards your rent, and you've got a couple £100 towards your car, bills, groceries, and by the end of it, you're lucky if you have £100 left to go get a beer down the pub. And this is all on purpose. They want you to work, spend, and keep living in that cycle. It's a constant cycle of survival, and that's why everybody in the UK is miserable and they blame it on the weather. It's because they have no time or money to do something that they actually enjoy. Because most people work so many hours and they're still broke. You work a 9 to 5, you have no time to go on an adventure longer than the weekend. You literally have no freedom because you have to work for the things that you have to pay for. That's just one of the reasons why I quit my 9 to 5 desk job and move on to working online and traveling across Europe. So make sure to follow for part 2 if you want to know how I actually did it.
I have left the United Kingdom and my quality of life is improving. I can see colour again. Normality is restored. Can you feel that sunshine? My goodness me. Cause he lives is a distant memory. I don't remember her. I'm not even wearing a jacket. Hi, this is enjoyment, y'all.
You are not living in the UK, you are just existing in the UK, and let me explain what I mean by this. The UK is finished, it's on its arse, let's be honest. Cost of living is going through the roof, taxes are going through the roof, people are in the worst positions that they've been in their life. It's getting to the point now where if you're like 20, 30 years old, this is the worst position that you're ever gonna, that you've been in your life. There's people out there working minimum wage jobs and working part-time on the side and still not having enough money to feed their family. And this is the whole consensus with what I'm talking about. People in the UK are literally just earning money to survive, to just exist. You're not enjoying your life. You're not having spare money at the end of the month to go and, I don't know, maybe you want to go on a weekend away, but if you want to go on a weekend away in the UK, you're thinking, oh my God, what's it going to cost? It's going to cost extortionate prices. Like Premier Inn right now, it's mad as off topic this might sound, Premier Inn is coming up to £70, £80 a night. And that's just for a Premier Inn near London. Do you know what I mean? So the thing is now, people in the UK are realizing that it's not what it seems. It's not what kind of people look at the UK as it should be. It's going downhill. It's cold. It's miserable. It's wet. It's raining. It's awful. Imagine actually being in a society, in a country, in a place where you live and being like, you know what? I've worked hard this month, but I've got actually quite a decent amount of money and I'm just going to go and treat myself. And it isn't going to ruin the bank. It isn't going to kind of make me think, oh, I need to earn more money. It isn't going to make me think, oh, do I have this or do I have that? I can just enjoy myself. You will not get that in the UK unless you are really, really wealthy or you've had some kind of inheritance. It now makes sense to me as to why so many people are leaving this country. If you can understand my frustration, if you want to get outside yourself, if you've left the UK, let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have got to say because this is an important topic that needs discussed.
Guys, report says British are leaving their country. Many people in the UK have started leaving the UK and moving to another country because those who are British citizens says that their salaries in the UK is not much and they are getting tired. Also said they are paying too much tax to the British government. Be tax, road tax, and if you have a car, you have to pay insurance tax too. Keeping all these things in mind, British citizens are moving to another countries. They are tired. According to the latest report, 35% of younger generation have left the UK so far. While it is also being said that in the current year 2025, more young generation will leave the UK. British citizens, businessmen and women are leaving the UK and setting up businesses in other countries. Most of the British people are moving to South Africa, Spain, Cyprus, Portugal, and Greece. Guys, what's your take on this? Is it better to leave the UK as the UK economy is going down? Anyway, bye.
Guys, I need your help. I don't know if I'm having some kind of breakdown, midlife crisis, but watch this clip of this video of me last year.
I feel like something massive, like I need like a massive, like drastic change. Like I've been doing the 365 days and it's been great and I'm definitely in a better place than I was, 100%. However, I just feel like it's not filling that void. There's something deeper. Like I'm so close to wanting to pull all the kids out of school, sell my house and move to somewhere like Thailand and just live a completely different way of life.
I still feel that way. I cannot believe that this is it. This is life. Like there's got to be more. The thing is, the problem is that ideally I would love to get the kids and move to the other side of the world to live like kings. In the UK, oh my God, the costs of everything, they are literally bending us over at every opportunity. So I know that if I moved to somewhere like Thailand, we would live like kings. We really, really would. But because I am a single mum, and I think the other single mums and single parents in general can relate to this, because I'm a single mum, when you come to making big decisions like this for yourself and the kids, it's all on you, like it's all on me. Moving to a different country where you don't speak the language, really, really scary. And I know that if I had a partner, now I'm not saying I want a partner at all, I'm just saying that if I had a partner, I know that I would have already done it. I would have done it in a flash, because it wouldn't have felt so intense and it wouldn't have felt like there was a lot of pressure on me to get it right. I need help. I either need suggestions of what I can do, or I just need someone to go, Kate, sort it out. Put on your big girl pants and sort it out. So yeah, I don't know what to do, but I don't want to spend another year. That video was taken this time last year, and before anyone says, oh Kate, you look amazing in that video, I'm wearing a filter. All right, anyway, I digress. Cannot spend another year feeling like this and not doing anything, because what the fuck. Kind of like the idea of buying in a different country, because over here it's not the one, buying a load of land in a country and starting my own commune. Actually, commune, is that the word I'm looking for? Commune. No, I think it is. Community, yeah? Not a cult. And then I thought, yeah, what a wicked idea. I'll buy my land and then I'll invite people to come and move on to the land and they can build their own dwelling or whatever it is. And then I thought, what if I did that and no one joined? Like, no one wanted to be part of my community. I just have all this land and no friends. But help me. What can I do? Has anyone else felt like this and now they've gone and done something and now feel okay? Or will I never feel fulfilled? Or is the universe trying to tell me something and I'm not picking up on what it's trying to tell me? I don't know, but yeah, I just know that there's more to life and I am meant for bigger things, okay? Bigger things, and yeah, help me.
Me, my husband and my 2-year-old moved to Costa Rica from the UK a month ago, and honestly we've just come back to visit family, and all I've done since I got back is cry. Everyone has questioned us as to why we've left. We got so many awful comments on here, online, are talking about, you know, you'll be back in a year, or why would you leave? You've got it so good here compared to other places. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, take a look around, just look outside, see what's happening. It's the most awful, miserable place to be. I know there are worse places, I know that, I understand that, but when your husband, who is British born, is scared to even go into the town that he's lived in for years, you know you're not where you should be. Like, my grown-ass husband should not be scared to go outside because of the colour of his skin. I'm sorry, like, I'm just so done with this place. We were supposed to come back and see family for 2 weeks. We're leaving after a week. Like, I can't be here. It is the most horrible place. Like, when we're in Costa Rica, we are so relaxed. Our baseline is chilled. Sometimes something might bring us up a little bit to a little bit of like normal stress, you know, everyday stress, whereas here the baseline is literally fight or flight. I can't exist like this. And so the next time someone asks me why we've left the UK, like, I'm just gonna say, open your eyes, seriously. Like, take a look around. Who would want to be here? Yeah, so I'm counting down the days till I get back to Costa Rica, because this is just not it.
Scam of supermarkets. I genuinely can't walk in this place without spending at least £50 to £100, and that's not to get a week's shop, that's literally a day. Just a few essentials, a little bit of food. Look at these prices: £5 for fish, £4 for juice, £4 for shower gel, a £5 for eggs. People work a whole hour for £10 and it costs nearly that for washing tablets. It's alright for me earning thousands of pounds per day, but I genuinely can't understand how anyone survives these days. If you want to learn how to make a second income, go to the bio.
Honestly, I'm sick to death of the UK. I've only been back here 5 minutes and I've had enough of it already. Like, everything is an additional charge. Oh, there's an additional fee for that. Oh, there's a hidden little surcharge and an admin fee and a security deposit fee and a holding fee and a fee. Everything is a fee in the UK. I've been away for a month and, like, I haven't paid for parking once. I have to pay to breathe in the UK. Like, everything is an admin fee, surcharge amount, off.
Monaco is cheaper than the UK. My husband was watching the Formula 1 and we were talking about Monaco. He's been, I haven't. And I said that I'd love to go, and he's like, the thing is, babe, like, everything is just so expensive out there. Like, you wouldn't believe it. Like, a round of drinks, you literally just wouldn't be able to afford it. Okay then, babe, pull up a price list. He hadn't been for a while, but he pulled up like the current typical prices, and he was like, look at this. A can of Coke will be around €9 and a cappuccino is like €3-4. I was like, babe, yesterday I bought the kids pick a mix each and it was literally £15. Last weekend I got the kids an ice cream each and I had a coffee and he had a Coke and it was like £25. I used to be able to, like, eat out for £25. Now you can't even get ice creams in a drink. Like, seriously, Monaco looks like a Sun 950 holiday compared to going out in the UK right now. What in the cosy lives is that all about? I actually think I'd be better off going to Monaco. Get more for your money over there. When I was talking to my sister, she lives in America, she was telling me her Starbucks order for her and her daughter, and I was like, babe, like, that is like £30 over here. And she was like, no, it is not. So we compared the prices of her Starbucks versus our Starbucks. Ours are extortionate. And McDonald's prices are completely different. Her McDonald's are so much cheaper than ours, and that's not just because of the currency. Like, if you look at it like for like. Remember when Happy Meals were $1.99? Husband still to this day thinks that a Big Mac meal was £2.89. What in the millennial?
Tonight, I faced the reality of the cost of living crisis on a struggling woman. I went to the shops just to pick up some random stuff for me and the kids for their pet lunches. I walk in and this woman is crying. She picked up some bread, some milk, and then she was trying to top up her electric. She didn't have enough money. She stood there in tears. That broke me. It really did. So I paid for her bread and milk. This government has got a lot to answer for. Women, families, kids, everything. It is a choice between heating and eating. and we haven't even hit winter yet. Lost for words, I really am.
I've just been mugged, and I'm being serious. By Asda. £2.15 for a bottle of Vimto. Are you having me on? £2.15. Jesus Christ, man. The cost of living crisis is well and truly alive and kicking. £2.15. Let that sink in. Let me know below where you've come across any shocking prices like that. But a bottle of Vimto for £2.15 is mental.
Is anyone else absolutely depressed living in this country? Honestly, food prices are absolutely ridiculous. House prices are ridiculous. You get taxed on everything. Like, I just wish I could sell up and just fuck. Do you know, if I didn't have kids, man, I'd be out of here. I'd be gone. I just don't see any benefits from living in the UK. Like, what benefits do we actually have? Like, we are literally surviving, aren't we? Most people in the UK are earning what? Just under 40k a year, if they're on an alright wage. 40k a year gets you cool now. 40k a year would have got you loads of stuff. Now it gets you literally in survival mode. It pisses me off, man. I'm sick of this shithole. I'm sick of the weather. I'm sick of the government bumming us every chance they get. I'm sick of being lied to constantly by the government. I'm sick of it. Honestly, like, we're lucky if we get a 2-week holiday abroad these days. Even then you gotta save up for it. Like, when can we start living, not surviving? You know? This country, man.
I've just been told by someone who works at Greggs that everything at Greggs is going up by 15p as of next week because of a thief tax. But every Greggs I've gone to, 90% of their stuff has been behind their glass counters. So I don't know what they think we're stealing. Also, apparently loads of companies are losing loads of money because people are stealing. No, guys, maybe some people are stealing, but everything is more expensive now, so we can't afford to eat out anymore. But you guys go ahead and raise the price of everything a little bit more.
Listening to Keir Starmer talk about energy hikes and stuff this morning, excuse the state of me, I'm on BBC Breakfast. He's saying, that essentially if he were in power, that he would use a windfall tax to prevent the rise in energy costs for the average family. He's saying that the average family's energy bill will go up £600-700 a year. He's saying that this will cover that period of time. The gentleman is asking him questions. Well, what about October when it hikes in October, etc., etc. He's pretty dismissive. He's not, very concise with what he's saying. But my question is, why do we need a windfall tax why do we need the VAT receipts to be covering parts of our energy bills? I don't understand why, these businesses are making record profits, like absolute record profits, like in the billions. And yet you've got your average family like me and you having to, pull pennies out of our arse basically to cover our energy bills. There are families that aren't getting out of bed in the morning until late, according to this that I've been listening to, because they cannot afford the energy bills. Families that are living with blankets all around them, people that have got their thermostat set to 12. This morning it's been like 2-3 degrees where I live in the southwest. It's freezing. And I just find it baffling that we even have this discussion. Like, it doesn't matter, you don't need to worry, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. No, you don't need to do any of this. Deal with the big companies that are swallowing so much profit and putting so many people into debt. That's what you should be addressing. It shouldn't be allowed. It's like a different version of profiteering, if you like. When something's really bad and difficult, that we make money out of that situation. You weren't allowed to do shit like that during the war. So why are we allowed to do stuff like that now? Why are big corporations allowed to do that? And they get away with it. It's no biggie, whatever. Well, France haven't done it, so why the are we?